Oh my gosh, they're after me. They're after me. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And now there's flies. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much. We're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to die. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, we were able to get all of our new space elevator parts set up. That way, we can get to the next phase of project assembly. Building up all of those parts is going to take quite a bit of time. And I think the best way to utilize said time is to go on an adventure. There's quite a bit of the world that we haven't explored yet. I have nabbed up as many Mercer spheres and Somersloops as I possibly can, but I believe it's time to really kick it off and grab as many as possible. I have done a little bit of exploring, as you just can't help it in the game. All the areas that we've been so far are basically around our starting location, and we've ventured out a little bit. I kind of touched into the swamp for a minute, but I ran away from it pretty quick. I did adventure out a little bit through some of the other starting biomes to try to find some quick and dirty Mercer spheres and Somersloops, as well as some of the slugs that go along with it. I was able to get to the top of this mountain here. That way I could grab some of the hard drives that were up there that I knew had crash landed. But in this episode, I think we're going to adventure across the top of here, because I think there's a lot of things that we missed that are up here. When I run by with my object scanner, it always seems to beep boop over there, as well as probably adventure into the Red Forest as much as we can. There's still the Titan Forest to explore as well. And maybe one of the last places, if we have time, will be the Spire coast. I know they did some rework over here, so I'm excited to see what they've done. So if that is something that you're into, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let's jump in to Satisfactory. Now, as far as going out and exploring, we definitely need to get a few things hashed out, and that's going to be weapons. Lots of weapons and inventory space if we can do it. But most of the weapons require smokeless powder. Nobelisks, that's pretty easy. It's just gunpowder and steel pipes. That shouldn't be too difficult. There's some more inflated pockets and some shatter rebar, which is kind of like having a shotgun. That's always a good one to have on the ready. I know rebar isn't very fast, but it's very nice. I'd also like to try to get the Explorer, because it'll help with, exploring. Of course. I think we should also get the gas Nobelisk, as it'll help out with, fending off some of those pests. To do that, I think we're going to need fabric, and fabric will unlock some other things that I think we definitely need, like the gas mask. Here in the Caterium side of things, I think getting the stun rebar would probably be a good option as well. We'll have to get some high-speed connectors, because I really want the guidance homing rifle ammo. This makes taking down the flies way easy. So easy. But they are expensive, so we may have to use those sparingly. The reason we want to go exploring is for the Mercer spheres, and the reason is we need lots of those to upgrade our dimensional storage. Get a faster speed, it takes 36 of them. Yeah, that's a lot. And to get an increase in our dimensional pocket, it's going to take a lot more. Another 36 of them. That's a lot. So 66 is the number that we're looking for just Mercer spheres. As far as Somersloops go, the more the merrier. If we can get, I don't know, I'd say at least 25 of them, it'll at least let us get 2 more augmenters. That way we can upgrade our power just a little bit more, ever so little bit. Because all hail the power of the sloop. But the main problem I see, well, that's smokeless powder. Because, you see, smokeless powder, it requires heavy oil residue. And that requires oil. I don't want to take an oil pipeline all the way from here all the way to the factory and pop it up wherever it is that we're going to make said heavy oil just to sink it. That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. So I have another idea, but I don't think it's a good one. We'll run over to our setup and we'll put 2-dimensional storages and just package oil over there. It will require us to set up an additional heavy oil residue factory kind of over there, making plastic and containers and a whole lot of other stuff. Seems a little too much, but I think it's the only way to get us going so that I don't have to pipe something all the way over here. Because I don't really want to do that. Not at all. In the slightest whatsoever. And there it is. Nice and easy. Easy, yeah. Okay, so instead of 5 refineries for plastic, I went ahead and just went with 4. The ratios worked out a lot better. I don't want to make more than I need, so we'll just do 4, and that goes into 1 fuel refinery. This fuel refinery is set to 20. Now that's more than these things really produce, so it's always going to be lacking, and that's okay because honestly, after I looked at everything and our fuel setup we've already got, I'm just going to sink it. And after I got this all set up, and I thought to myself, Addo, wouldn't it just have been easier to set up packaging the heavy oil and then put it back at base? Yeah, literally as I was hooking this belt up, I thought that, and it was too late. I'd already committed. It's done. What is done is done. Now, I did have to go steal a little bit of dimensional storages for some places to get these two popped in where I want. Now, why 2? Well, this one uploads at 120 a minute, and this one uploads at 120 a minute. I want more. I want it to upload faster, so it's 2 every 120. At least, that's how I see it, and it probably will work. That's how I've got the concrete set up. Now, all we have to do really is hook up the power and watch everything kick on, except for that. Why isn't that kicking on? Do you not have power, sir? No, you don't. Okay, then you'll just go here, and you'll go there, and boom, everything's kicked on. Wonderful. Now this should have enough head lift to push that up as it's needed, and we'll have the oil already in there, just waiting on our plastic to make the packages. To say that this was easy, yeah, it was fairly easy, but to say that it was not simple, well, that's a big lie. That's an enormous lie, because belting things around, getting things to look nice, yeah, it doesn't always work out that way, and there was a bit of frustration. I was about to be like, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. But we can just let that run in the background. Now, we'll head back to base, and we'll be getting that oil in our dimensional pocket real soon. So I think it's time to go set up some other things, like the heavy oil into smokeless powder, and things of that nature. We'll also need to set up the sulfur and coal, and get it ready to be turned into the black powder. So that's all stuff we can do when we get back to base. Now, as I said before, most of the factory stuff is going to just be popped in. So as far as the sulfur goes, we just had to figure out a way to wiggle this line out of here, and it didn't look pretty. So it's done, and it's coming as fast as it can. I believe that the sulfur is only a 60 a minute, so on a 480 belt, it looks pretty sad. Not joking. But we just need enough to consistently make things while we're exploring. As far as the coal goes, I went ahead and just skated off a 120 line, and it goes down and underneath here. And we don't want to look at that. We're not proud of that. We're not proud of that at all. The underneath side of all this, yeah, I never will show anyone that. It is our deep, dark little secret, and we'll just keep it our secret. But it all comes up over here and into this area, making all the black powder. So that's pretty convenient. It's gonna be pretty used, and I've put it into a box for now, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna need splitters and things going everywhere, because we have to make a bunch of nobelisks to make the other nobelisks. So it's nobelisk on top of nobelisk. Yeah, that's a real good time. In the meantime, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our heavy oil residue going. Not the best way to do this, but as I said, we'll throw it out of our dimensional package into this storage bin. And from there, we'll just go ahead and do an unpackager of the oil. From there, we'll refine that into, I don't know, plastic, rubber, whichever gives us the most heavy oil. And then I think we'll just come over here and put another refinery making the smokeless powder. We should be able to skate in a little bit of the gunpowder into the refinery to make the smokeless powder. We'll need 20 a minute, which isn't that much. We're producing way more than that, even with our tiny miner. we'll also need just 10 heavy oil residue, so we don't need a lot. Now we can overclock this because I think we need a lot of smokeless powder, so we may have to think about this in the long run. Even at its maximum capacity, I don't think it needs really more than 25 heavy oil residue. So if we were going to try to make that, I think, yeah, rubber gives us the most. So if we overclock that rubber just enough to get our 25, well, that's not very much. It's just one power shard at less than 128%. So yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. Now, from there, we need to figure out what it is that we need next. And what we need next is to do a little bit of unlocking in the MAM. We need to get the stun rebar, we need to get the explorer, the extra pockets. So let me unlock a few of these things. Cluster nobelisks, give me that rifle, that shatter rebar, the crystal oscillators, the explorer. Ooh, that's gonna be handy. Oh, I didn't notice this before, but we can scan for hard drives. We'll just have to make a few crystal oscillators. I think we'll do that too, not in this round, but here pretty soon. We'll do that before we take off. At the same time, I want to inflate my pockets, get the gas nobelisks. We'll also need the fabric research done. That way it unlocks the other things that we need, like the gas mask. But to do that, we'll need some pipes and some fabric. We need to make the fabric first. So let me make some of that. There we go, the gas mask. That'll be really handy, coming in the near future. And we'll probably get the expanded tool belt as well, because that's another 50 fabric, but I may have to go find some mycelia, but I can do that in the background. That's not a problem. And we could do research in the MAM on the fly. Now, as far as these other two things, I don't really know what they are, so I don't think I need them. But the last things I do want is the stun rebar, and we won't be able to get the homing rifles until we get this done. We need a few of the rifle ammos just to unlock it. So we'll have to produce those first, and then come back and unlock this. But that should be it for now. Now it's just building the weapons factory, and it's gonna be quite an ordeal. It's definitely going to be quite an ordeal, because in the meantime, I'm having to come over here and keep loading this up with the packaged oil, pulling it out of my dimensional pocket and throwing it in, like I said. It's not the most efficient use of my time, and I definitely don't like doing it, but sacrifices must be made to go sacrifice the creatures, because I'm not going out there empty-handed. A Xenobasher and that is it? Not when I can make gunpowder, my friends. So as I said before, the factory building side of these things, well, it's just going to be pop-ins, because I honestly want to get exploring like really bad. Getting all of those is going to be awesome. So I want to just fill in all of this space. So get ready, because all of this wonderful empty space that we have, well, it's gonna go bye-bye. Oh man. Oh, the power of editing. Ugh, the power of editing. Okay, well, this is it. And this is making all of the ammunition that we could possibly ever want. For the right now. Eventually, we're gonna run out of packaged oil with our running around, and we need to be able to just deal with what we have. Use this as wisely as possible, but I'm going to give you a tour. Just a real quick overview. All right, so the packaged oil comes up and over here and turns into rubber and heavy oil residue. That rubber just gets synced. I could probably use it somewhere, but for now, I'm just syncing it. And then our gunpowder and our heavy oil residue come over here to make the smokeless powder. The first thing it feeds into are these right here, the rifle ammos. So we got enough of those stocked up that we were able to unlock the homing ammo. Now, this here, the high-speed connector, not as efficient as I want it to be, and we're having to sloop it as much as we can. The reason is I'm skating off a few of these into the dimensional storage. I'm pretty sure that to unlock a few of the hard drives, we're gonna need to insert a few things. But those all come into this assembler making the homing rifles. Now, we're not making a lot of them. As you can see, there's none stored here, but there are some in the dimensional pocket. And we'll get to the dimensional pocket here in a little bit. The next was the rebar gun ammo. And honestly, I am so glad that I accidentally on purpose put this rebar up here a long time ago. It actually comes across just perfect across the top of everything. I could not have planned that better. And honestly, that is a stroke of luck. Total luck. I did not think that it was going to be like that. And then that sucker just sits right on top of this assembler and feeds into all these rebars. I'm not going to lie, some of these things are really close, but I promise, no clipping, no clipping. But this is making about 45 rebar per minute, and that feeds into our 2 rebar assemblers. One is making the stun rebar, the other one is making the shatter rebar. Both of them need crystal stuff to make that happen. And what we did is just, once again, spaghettify everything under here. The one takes the quick wire, which this I set up a long time ago. I think I had other intentions for it, but it works for our purpose now. We have plenty of quick wire to feed into that machine. It doesn't take a lot, it just takes enough. And I'm glad I set this up. The next thing to show off is the Nobelisks. We just skirted off quite a bit of the black powder over here and are just making 3 assemblers of 10 Nobelisks a minute. So that's 30. And they don't always, get rid of all of their Nobelisks. So we have more than enough. This crate right here, chocked full of Nobelisks. Now, I don't want to use Nobelisks very much. I want to try to keep as much of the plant matter as I possibly can. We may need that for something else. But these things all get skated off into each of these assembler. 2 of them are making the cluster Nobelisks, and 1 of them is making the gas Nobelisks. Now, I have had to kind of feed in all of the biomatter that we have, and I may go chop down a few trees and make a tiny assembler thing right here in the last bit of space that we have to just feed into this over here, but that's not a me problem right now. But overall, we have all the things that we could ever want to go exploring. Lots of rifle ammo, lots of Nobelisks, lots of stun rebar out the wazoo. And our dimensional pocket is storing it up very quickly. I mean, we've got plenty of rifle ammo. If I just wanted to take all this out and go now, I could. And to be honest with you, I think that's what we're going to do. So, what's next? Like I said in the beginning, I want to go into the Red Forest and try to explore this area and maybe go down into the swamp. But to be honest with you, if it starts getting a little hairy and we're just not ready, we'll probably try something else. We still have lots of terrain that is not really explored, and I want to do it. The Spire Coast, the Titan Forest, there's a lot. So, I think it's time. I think it's time that we jump in our Explorer and run off into the distance and see what kind of mischief that we can get ourselves into. Warning, the following contains graphic scenes of video game violence. Creatures of all kind and some plants were destroyed in the making of this episode. Arachnophobia mode is not enabled. Let's go! Alright, so to be honest with you, we have everything we want. The rifle with some homing rounds, lots of Nobelisks, 2 rebar guns full of shatter rebar, 39 medical inhalers. Feel the burn. Our beep booper, which has pretty much anything that we want to explore and try to find. But we're looking for those sloops. Whoa. And we don't have to go very far at all. It's right on top of there. All right, well, let's get up there. Oh, there it is, right there. And there's our first friendly. Now, like I said, I don't want to waste the homing ammo, and I also want to see this shatter rebar. Wow, that really works. Oh, where are you at? Oh my gosh, can't even see him. You blend in nicely, sir. Well, you didn't die as easy as your friend did. But I sure did. Dang. Right off the bat. You're mean. Okay, round 2. This time, new objective. Try not to die. That sounds way better. And I think that this thing works better when you're right up on top of people. What, is there 4 of them this time? Good lord. Why are there so many? Maybe he didn't die. Yeah. Oh no, he just took one to the dome and is totally fine. Okay, enough of this. Homing rifles? Do your thing. As you can see with my wonderful aim, this is why we play factory logistics games and not first-person shooters. But our very first sloop. All right, off to a great start. Oh.
Sings the first symphony of the blood.
First, there was a whole involved process of evolution from single-celled organisms to mammals, rodents specifically.
Explosion.
And that's not even explaining the whole dinosaur extinction meteor making room for mammals to dominate the animal kingdom instead.
Multiple explosions.
You know what, I will just compile a data package for you to look at later, because I don't even know where to start with the whole ape thing.
Harmonious explosion.
Well, now with that wonderful explanation of evolution, I think it's just time to get the beat booper out and see if we can't beat boop some things. I imagine that Mercer spheres will probably be the easiest thing to find. They seem to be everywhere. Sloops will probably be the second hardest thing to find. Hard drives will probably be right up there with it. So I think if we just click on Mercer spheres and let ourselves find those, we'll vicariously find slugs and other things as we hop on by. So, as I said, we're looking for Mercer spheres, but those slugs, you'll see those suckers everywhere. And also, I did venture and see a cave. Always remember, the developers put those bacon mushrooms there whenever there is some kind of secret behind it. Let's see what this holds. Maybe it's a spider. I hope it's not a spider. I would really not like to see spiders right now. Just in case. We're loaded for bear. Okay. Whole bunch more stuff in here. Is there anything in here? Nothing? Well, I guess the developers kind of figured us out. There's nothing in here. Ooh, actually there is something in here. A purple power slug. Come here, my pretty, you're mine. Ooh, another purple power slug? For me? Why, thank you. Man, these things are just everywhere. I don't remember having that many in these locations. But let's focus on our prize at hand, the Mercer sphere. Well, here it is, but it's guarded by friends, and we're needing to take those friends out. These friends, they shoot as well, so we have to be a little bit more clever than them. So, homing rifles to save the day. Okay, I think he's dead. All right, yes, corpse, wonderful. Mercer sphere, even better. Ugh. The prize is worth it. Another purple slug? Man, I really do think they added more of these in the game. I definitely remember not seeing as many of these as I do. Oh boy, am I gonna make it? Nope, but I'm a good builder, so nailed it. Another slug. Found another Mercer sphere. Whoa. Whoa. This one's different. Oh man. This almost looks like it's cradled in some kind of hand or creature bones. I don't know, that's a weird one. I don't ever remember seeing anything like this before. Huh. So, man, exploring is a lot of fun in this game. You get to see some really interesting things, like bacon. And, whoa, big chasms. Whoa, man. I don't think I've ever been up here before. I think this is the lizard doggo cave. Oh. Oh boy. We have a friend. 2 friends. Okay. But we have a slug. And I must have my slug. So, you must die, sir. Goodbye. Oh, you can go into see what happened to your friend? Well, guess what? It's going to be the same thing that happens to you here in about 2 seconds. Goodbye. Whoa, who hit me? Who, what? Whoa, oh my gosh. What? Who are you? Excuse me, sir. Glass houses and throwing of stones type stuff. Stop doing that. We'll just rifle ammo you, sir. Wow, he took a lot of rifle ammo. I can fly and throw rocks as well, but my rocks are a lot more pointy than yours. Oh, how did I miss you? Hello. Can I gather you real quick, please? Thank you. Thank you. Huh? Okay, time to breathe. Okay, got a little greedy. Way too greedy. Stop being greedy. Don't want to be greedy. Hey, come over here. Say it to my face. Goodbye, sir. That was the purpose of this the whole time. Now, you, on the other hand, you're not so dumb. You won't fall for that. But you do like shatter rebar in the face for some reason. Like, a lot of it. There. Now you're dead. All of that for 1 slug. Just remember the trick. The trick is that every power slug is a multiple of itself. So you get 1 power shard from 1 blue, and then you get 2 if you put the Somersloop in there, which is what we're gonna do. That equals, I believe, 4 from the yellows, and then you get 10 from the purple ones. So the more power slugs that we find, the better. All right, so I think that we've sufficiently explored the majority of the tops of these, and it was pretty fruitful. We got quite a bit of stuff from it. We'll tally up our stuff at the end of the episode. So if you want to see the victors of our spoils, well, watch to the end and we'll see how much we got. But I think it's time to jump into the Red Forest. And I can already see there's a lot of spicy rocks here, so I don't know how much time that we'll be able to spend here because, man, spicy rocks? Owie. But that power slug, tasty. But the power of the sloop compels me, and so here we are, once again, looking for the sloops. It's already radioactive, and the sloop is near. I just don't see it anywhere. Is it inside this? Oh boy, is there an... Oh boy, oh boy, oh no. Okay, well, here's the thing. We came prepared. So before I left base, I went ahead and made a blueprint, and I call it the kill box. We can construct this over said spooters and hopefully just take on one at a time. So there should just be the one guy that's out, and we'll homing rifle that guy. Okay. You're gone. You're gone. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. I don't know who it is that created these things, but they are evil. They are straight from the devil. I don't know why they would do something. It gives me chills every time I look at them. Okay, but now, boom. We can just, oh gosh, there's another one. Okay. No, I wasn't picking on your friends. No, I was not. I was not. Oh, please, sir. Please, sir. Play nice. Play nice. Stand still. Nope, I wasn't reloaded. I wasn't reloaded. I gotta do something. This is not working out. This is not working. Homing. Okay, so the kill box is working out, but it's not working as intended. So we're just gonna kill him first. Okay, so now we can get back in here. And then we can switch to our regular ammo. And way simpler. I love it. This might be like a little cheaty, but I don't really... Oh gosh, there's another one. Oh my gosh, he was right behind me. Where did you come from? No, you're in the air. I'm in the air too. I gotta get out of here. Where did he come from? Oh. Ay! This is a breathe kind of moment. Just stop. Stop. Just stop and die. Just, oh God. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Back to killing your friends. Okay. That's the last of them. And the slug is mine. Now, there's a sloop around here somewhere. Think it's probably in there. How much you guessing? There's probably something bigger behind this wall. Leave your guesses in the comments. We fear no slug. We fear no spider. We don't know where it's at. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's inside the uranium? Oh, what a mega troll. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I went through all of that. I killed all of those spiders. I had courage out the wazoo, and you just, oh my gosh. Ugh, developers, map designers. You know what? Touche. Touche, good sirs. Touche. We'll just keep looking for Mercer spheres. Oh my gosh, they're after me. They're after me. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And now there's flies. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much. We're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to die. Okay. We're trying hard. Trying so hard. But we just... Oh my gosh. The red forest. The red forest. Why did I ever decide to come in here? They're going to get me. They're going to get me. The red forest. Oh my gosh. This thing is ridiculous. It's so hard to get anything in here. I think we just need to pull out the old clusters. Drop a few of those suckers down. I mean, I want to keep some of the landscape, but good lord. It's just not looking pretty. Oh my gosh, I hit a fly. I hit the fly. When there's two of them, the homing rifles doesn't really like to do this, does it? Okay. 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 All right, what does this need? 256 megawatts. Wow, that's quite a few megawatts. Now, my original intention when I came to these was to build a power augmenter, but we haven't got enough sloops yet. So, I have a second idea. I made a blueprint. Power on the go. So, we should be able just to throw in a little bit of bio stuff and get a decent amount of power out of this. It's not a lot, but it'll pour off as much as we can and unlock a hard drive. Now, it should produce quite a bit of power, but the thing is the power augmenter guarantees 500. So that's kind of the one downfall of this. This thing only produces 256, so barely enough to get that thing done. Yeah. Not the greatest of things, but it's all right. And then once it's done, blueprint, dismantle. Nice. But I'm going to be honest with you. The red forest is super dangerous, and I don't want to be here anymore. It's taking all of my medicine to get me where I am, and there's just too much risk, not enough reward. Hard drives and everything else, I feel like we can get things in a better spot. So the spot I'm thinking about going next is the Crater Lakes, which is right over here, I believe. So I think I'm just gonna shoot across here, maybe pick a few things up as we go, and try to get into the Crater Lake area. That's much more peaceful for what I want to do, which is literally explore and get things. A little bit of change of plans, but overall, I think we should be fine. So yeah, goodbye Red Forest, and hello Crater Lake. Yeah, this is gonna be much more our speed. There's still gonna be some, creepy crawlies in here, but it's not gonna be as bad. So it should be much better for us. And, oh, well, one last sloop before we leave, I guess. This is a good starting biome, to be honest with you. It has plenty of resources, and it has a coal nodes right over there. So it's pretty decent to start with if you so desire to, or to make a nice coal power plant. It's not the grassy fields, because a lot more of these things are purer than they are anything else. And it's not without its friends. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to get out of your way. No reason to be rude. No need to be so pushy. You're kind of being a little bit of a Karen. That's right. Go take a nap in the bushes. Where's that Mercer sphere? Oh, I bet it's on top of that. It makes sense. It's got kind of a little obstacle course. But we don't need no stinking obstacle course. We have a jetpack. See? So much more peaceful. Even the animals take naps in the ground. Yeah, I had nothing to do with that. So this one needed 120 megawatts. So power on the go and boom, another hard drive. Ooh, a slug. Yellow one even. Nice. Well, you should have protected him better. And I'm on my way. Alright, so we've explored the majority of the crater lake. Going that way equals more of the red forest, which I don't want to do. But going this direction equals more of that starting biome. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Now I know that there's a hard drive somewhere down that direction. So we'll get out the old booper here and we'll see about exploring this entire forest biome. Just for the sake of the length of this video, we're gonna run through the highlights of the forest. We gathered a few Mercer spheres, more slugs than I could ever want, gathered a couple good hard drives, found the Somersloops. After sweeping the forest, I headed over to the Spire coast. This cliff overhang here, man, I found a boatload of slugs. Most of them were purple. I picked up a sloop, some more slugs, fought for the rights to another sloop, picked up some hard drives, a lot more Mercer spheres, and finally found a friend. This is one of the big guys, so I decided not to mess around with him and took him out quickly. And then I claimed my prize, a Somersloop. Ooh, it is good to be home. Oh man, that was quite an adventure. But it's time to see the spoils of our war. As far as the remains go, we ended up with quite a bit. 199 hog remains, 398 of the spitter remains. Those guys were everywhere. 127 of the stinger remains, and another 127 of the hatcher remains. Yeah, we killed a lot of animals. As far as the higher tier items that we found around the drop pods, well, there was a lot, and it's going to come in handy. There'll be a few of these things that we need to unlock more things. The turbo motors, that's going to come in real handy at Mark III miners. But with the slugs, I don't think I grabbed every one, and I still made it out of there with quite a few. 68 blue ones, 63 yellow, and 52 purple. That is going to be a lot of power shards. I mean, a lot. But as far as the things that we really care about, 90 Mercer spheres. 90. They're everywhere, and I'm sure I missed a few. 35 hard drives. I think we should be able to unlock every alternate recipe at this point. And 30 Somersloops. I was shooting for 25. We nailed it. We'll be able to put 3 power augmenters down whenever we want. And as far as how much of the map that we were able to discover, goodness gracious, we did a lot of exploring, and there's still more to do. We didn't go to the swamp, so there's all of that. We did as much of the red forest as we possibly could. And I marked the things that were locked away in nuclear material. There were 3 of them, so I'm sure there's more. I also marked a couple of drop pods that were things that we didn't have at the time. We picked up these things later on the Spire coast, but overall, map revealed, adventure had, recipes to be unlocked, slugs to be turned into power shards, Mercer spheres and Somersloops ready to be made into amazingness. But after 10 hours of adventuring, that's pretty much the end of this episode. There is so much that got edited out. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, why don't you check out the links in the description. You can also support by leaving a comment in the comment section below. But as always, the best way to support is to like and subscribe, as it does help the channel out. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted of any time any Satisfactory or any other content gets uploaded to the page. Hit one of the buttons at the end of the screen to see what else we've played, and don't forget to keep gaming for the love of games. Bye now.